If you've struggled to get your fingers around those fast, blazing Bonamassa licks, then this video is for you. In this video, I'm going to show you 3 licks that I've taken from Bonamassa's live performances, but I'm actually going to dissect the concepts and give you the tools to take them throughout the entire fretboard, the entire pentatonic scale range, and really have freedom over how and when you play these fast lines. I feel like a lot of people try and play these fast runs, but it sounds so forced, like you're copy and pasting a particular lick and inserting it into your own solo. I don't necessarily like to operate like that. Although I do love learning licks, I love to learn the mechanics, the concepts, the tools, and the devices that are inside of these licks so I can take them and feel free with my own playing. Now, of course, all the tab to everything that you hear in this video is going to be available over on Patreon. There's also going to be 3 extra licks that aren't featured in this lesson, as well as 3 faster, more advanced versions of these licks, because Joe actually likes to play these sort of a free time kind of style. In this lesson, this is aimed at more of an intermediate kind of guitarist. However, if you want to take it to that next level, you can insert them free time, play them as fast as possible as long as you land on your feet. So I've got those examples also over on Patreon, as well as all the other variations that you see and hear in this video. We're going to be working the key of F minor today. There are 2 licks that are taken from the tune So Many Roads and 1 taken from the tune Slow Gin, but I've transposed it into the key of F minor for continuity, so it makes it easier for you guys. So if you want to get the backing track, it is available in the description below to play to. I really do recommend coming and getting the tab and all of the extra variations over on Patreon. There's a 7-day free trial happening at the moment if you want to sign up. Let's jump into the first lick. So we're in the key of F minor, and we're going to start on the 13th fret of the B string, which is our perfect 5th. We're going to play up the pentatonic scale, right, until we hit that minor 3rd, and then we're going to descend down to the major 2nd, then hit the root note, and then the flat 7. That first part sounds like this. Now, this is the first concept that I've been talking about, where we're actually going to go back up to the major 2nd, which is the 15th fret of the E string. Right, that's really common in Joe's playing. Check it out. Then we're going to descend down the pentatonic scale till we hit that 15th fret of the G string, which is our perfect 4th. And I'm going to show you the second concept that he also likes to use, which is where we go back up to the flattened 7th, which is going to be 16th fret of the B string. Right, so far we've got this. Right, now this is sort of like the second idea, or the second concept that Joe likes to use a lot. We're going to go back up to the 16th fret of the B string, which is a flat 7, and we're going to play a group of 3 notes descending down, and then repeat that. He does this a lot, and it sort of just adds an extra layer of sort of momentum to the scale line, and it gives you a little bit more sort of a weavy kind of sound. I really dig it. I don't know the technical term for that, but weavy sound works for me. So let's go from the start. This is what we got so far. Right, and then just descend down the minor pentatonic scale. Bit of a position shift here, and then finish on the root note. Here's the whole lick nice and slow. Now, as I said before, you can take the main sequence and run it through the different sort of pentatonic positions. This is something that you might come up with using the same sort of idea, those 2 concepts that I showed you in that lick, but I'm just taking it to 5th position now. Check it out. Right, so I did that first move where I go back up to the sort of middle note on the top string, hoping that makes sense. In this case, it's the root note, right? And then I descended down, and then I went back up to the 13th fret of the B string, and I did 2 groups of 3 notes. and then I just descended down the scale. Right? You can really mix it up. All these variations will be available over on Patreon, plus 3 extra licks you don't see in this lesson. Alright, so this lick features the same exact notes. We've got the minor pentatonic scale plus the added ninth or the major second, except the opening line is more sort of scalic in a way, which I really dig, and then we jump into the same concept further on in the lick that we just checked out. But I really dig the opening idea of this. Let's jump straight into it. So we're going to start on the same note that we did before, which is the perfect fifth, 13th fret of the B string, and we're going to actually play up the minor pentatonic scale, but we're going to add in that ninth on the way up. Okay, check it out. Just descend back down, right? And then let's do the first concept that we spoke about before, where we go back up to that ninth, which is the 15th fret, descend down, and then we're going to play another 4 notes starting on the root note, and descend down the minor pentatonic scale. So there's actually a bunch of groups of 4 there, right? That's how I think about it. And then we're actually going to include the second concept that we spoke about before, where we do a group of 3, and then repeat that, and then just continue down the minor pentatonic scale. Now, the reason I'm highlighting these main concepts that Joe uses to create his lines, I'm really exploiting these ideas in the 3 licks that I show you in this video, because I want you to be able to take them and be really free with your improvising. I don't want you to be limited to just one particular lick. I want you to be able to insert these concepts, these tools, these devices in each of these pentatonic positions or pentatonic scales, and so you can have total freedom over the fretboard when you want to play these faster lines. That's the whole idea. Let's move on to the third lick. So everything you hear in this lesson is going to be tabbed out for the members over on Patreon, plus 3 extra licks that aren't actually featured in this video that are different from the ones that I'm teaching you, as well as 3 more advanced versions of the licks that I've taught you, so you can get really a lot of mileage out of these ideas. Let's jump back into the video. Now, this next lick is actually derivative of something I saw Joe play on the tune Slow Gin. I'm sure you guys know this song. It's a really cool idea. It actually features the first and second concept that I showed you. However, we're going to add in a third concept that actually extends the sort of the top of the range of our minor pentatonic scale. Really cool stuff here. Let's jump into it. So we're actually going to start on the same note as the previous 2 licks. I'm making it really simple for you guys. We're going to go up 4 notes of the minor pentatonic scale, back to the second, which is the 15th fret, and descend down. Right, and then that first concept comes into play, which is going back up to that ninth or that second, descend down. Right, that's actually the same as the first lick, except we're going to ascend to the root note and then stretch all the way up to the 18th fret of the E string. That's our perfect 4th. So this is something new here, right? This is what we've got so far. We're going to go back to the 15th fret, which is our major second or the 9th, descend down, incorporate the second concept that I showed you before, right? And then we're kind of going to include the third concept where we go back up to that flat 7, right? And then descend down the minor pentatonic scale. And then I think in the lick I hit the root note above. Right? So there's those 3 concepts. I'm going to play through that really slowly. Here it is nice and fast. All right, now here's a bit of an extension to that idea. I want you to take the second concept and take it through the entire first position of the minor pentatonic scale. Everything's going to be tabbed out for the members over on Patreon if you want to dig a little bit deeper and if you need the tab, as well as 3 extra licks that you don't see in this video. However, I'm going to show you a cool way to sort of descend down the scale. Now, the second concept was where we take 2 groups of 3 notes. Right, I want to take that through the entire sort of position, right? Let's start on the minor third, which is our top note, 16th fret of the E string, go down 3 notes, and repeat it. And let's just add on 2 notes, and then we're going to do the same concept from the B string. Add on 2 notes, same concept from the G string. 2 notes, D string, 2 notes, and then you may as well finish the lick there on the root note, right? This is what it sounds like. Now, if you add that onto the end of the third lick that I showed you, this is what you can get. If you don't want to do that long of a run, you can just add it to sort of 1 or 2 string sets at the end. Check it out. Right, I just added it to the B and the G string. So this is what I'm talking about by using these tools, these devices, to get your own licks happening and have freedom over the fretboard when you want to play these nice, fast pentatonic runs. So let's take that second concept and run it through a whole bunch of different pentatonic positions, just so I can show you how good these concepts are and how much they work wonders for your playing. Let's take it through, say, the 5th position. Check it out. Right, really, really cool. Let's take it through, let's say, the 4th position. Right, that one's kind of awkward. Let's take it through the same position, but let's not do sort of like such a repetitive motion. Let's just add it to 1 string set like we did with the other lick. Check it out. Right, that can give you a really, really cool effect. And as you can hear, I am also including that first concept that I showed you in each of these licks. So everything will be tabbed out for the members over on Patreon, plus 3 extra licks and those more advanced versions that are sped up, sort of free of time, so you can really, really get a lot of mileage out of these licks. Here's a nice short run that you can get your fingers around that features the first and second concept. Check it out. Right, really, really good mileage out of that concept, all derivative of Bonamassa's fast pentatonic runs. So I hope you got something out of that, guys. If you need the tab to these licks, as well as 3 extra ideas that you don't hear in this video, plus 3 more advanced ideas, free time, featuring these licks, as well as all the tab to the variations in this video in a nice, concise little playthrough demonstration, head over to Patreon. There's a free trial happening at the moment for 7 days if you want to sign up. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching. See you on the next one. Cheers.